The really long off-season is finally over and AFL 2025 is here. I'm so excited to get predicting this season's results. If you're not in yet, make sure you go down below in the description and join the prediction competition. Firstly, welcome back if you've been with me for the last couple of seasons, and welcome if you're brand new. So just to let you know how we do this, we always predict the week's fixtures. But at the start of the video, we look how we did, then we look at the leaderboard and how all of us are doing, and then we predict the following week. So, we only have 4 games this week because it is the opening round. I don't understand why they call it the opening round. Why not just round 1? Who knows? The AFL does like to do these silly, weird things. So, I am going to put in as much effort as possible. I'm doing so much research. I am desperate to I want to be top 20 this year. I want to be top 20. So we're going to see how it goes. I've done my research. It is on here ready for me. We start on Thursday, the 6th of March at the Gabba, Brisbane versus Geelong. Now, this is a rematch of last year's prelim final. It is a difficult one, but one, there is the factor of apparently Brisbane do not lose that many at home, although I'm not sure how that worked out last year. But there is still that saying. Looking at the key player movements and impact, Brisbane lost their key forward, Joe Danaher, from retirement. But welcome back Will Ashcroft from injury. That's good. Levi Ashcroft, his brother, may get a debut, which might add a little bit of fresh midfield depth. So that's a positive. For Geelong, they've definitely done a good recruit in Bailey Smith from the Bulldogs. Although he did some naughty things last year, he's still a decent acquisition for them, and certainly adds some speed to that midfield. Tom Hawkins, obviously major doubt with foot injury, and that means Jeremy Cameron is possibly up top on his own. So it's can he cope? That's the thing. How much can he do on his own? How much support is he going to get? Looking at some of the actual game factors, though, Brisbane's deep midfield and home ground advantage is a massive factor in this for sure. Whereas Geelong's ruck's a little bit shaky. I'm not necessarily thinking they will win the day with that. Sam de Koning possibly playing out of position, which doesn't help. So, after all that analysis, I hope you're impressed because I have written it down and, working my ass off this year. I'm going to go with a Brisbane win. Obviously, they're the reigning champions. So, it's how much? That is the question. I think I'm going to go Brisbane by 25. I think they're just going to outdo them, especially with the scoring. I think only really having that James Cameron up top is going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough. So now looking at my boys, Sydney Swans. They're a difficult one to call because they're mostly successful, but they sometimes very odd performances. But they're normally very lively, attacking, exciting to watch. So looking at Sydney, we've obviously got Brodie Grundy, who is really kind of solidifying the middle there, that ruck position. Taylor Adams as well. He should be a big influence, I would like to think. We obviously don't have Goulden because of an ankle, which is a big loss because I think he did really, really well last season. Tom Papley, he may be out with an ankle, but I think that's going to be a game time decision that, will he or will he not play? If we don't have Papley, scoring could be an issue. We know how well Papley scores, so a little bit more pressure. We do have other players, Heaney, for example, and Amati, who turns up sometimes goes missing. So I think we've still got a little bit more excitement about us at least. Hawthorn obviously strengthened the defence with Tom Barras. And Josh Battle from Saints. Jack Ginnivan is obviously still there with Jack Gunston added to the forward options. So the main issue I think with Hawthorn is that possibly they've got a young squad, great, but maybe it lacks that experience that maybe now, a couple of years on, Sydney have now achieved. Because we were in a similar position 2022, for example, when we lost the grand final badly. We had a young team, apart from the odd ones, obviously, like a certain superstar. Yeah, like a certain superstar buddy. But we still had a young team, and that was the thing. Oh, your team's young, they're going to get better, they're going to grow. So hopefully we're at that stage now. And I just think having people like Grundy in such a solid midfield at the moment, we score a lot of goals from the midfield. So I'm going to go with a Sydney win. I can't not go with this. I don't think there's going to be a week where I don't go a Sydney win. Just heads up for you there. So I think I'm going to go. If Papley, I'm gonna make the assumption Papley is not playing, so I'm gonna go with a 15-point win to Sydney. That's assuming Papley does not play though, so it could be more. Fingers crossed. Next, People First Stadium in Carrara. Gold Coast versus Essendon. So Gold Coast signed Daniel Rioli. Great. I think that's an awesome signing. John Noble as well from Pies. They've lost Jack Lucosius. And injuries got David Swallow, Charlie Ballard and Lockie Weller. That isn't great start, really. That is not a great start for the first game of the season. Essendon, they've got Ben Mackay in defence from North. No, don't know if that's really saying much. Jade Gresham, sorry, only because North were shocking, unless he is a superstar that was just drowned by the others. Jade Gresham's coming in from Saints. Todd Goldstein, North. Darcy Parish, probably not likely to play, but I don't think that looks great for Essendon, does it? I don't think they've acquired any real quality, or maybe some potential, because I'm no doubt North potentially had players with potential, but I don't see it. I don't see it for Essendon. I'm sorry. Gold Coast have got the home advantage. Maybe Damien Hardwick's new system could be key to them actually producing that little bit more, because Gold Coast had a fairly good run, just failed at the end last season. Ben King, Ben Mackay matchup is going to be really, really interesting for sure. And I think Essendon's new defensive lineup is still trying to get that cohesion, which I don't think they have yet. And so certainly not at the moment. I know Essendon last couple of seasons started really well and fell apart. It may go the other way. This year. So looking at this then, I don't think either team still are anything special. But I'm going to go with a Gold Coast win let's go by 12. Let's go. We are basically all home teams at the moment. Okay. On Sunday the 9th, NG, the Showground Stadium in Sydney, GWS versus Collingwood. Well, okay, this one's an interesting game for sure. Looking at some key player movements, because obviously we haven't necessarily looked at that for each team, and impacts. GWS signed Jake Stringer from Essendon, which supports Toby Green, hopefully really well in attack. They did lose Harry Perryman and Isaac Cummings. Tom Green is injured, so he won't be playing. Collingwood added Lockie Schultz, Harry Perryman, Dan Houston, and then I think Jordan De Goey is out. And I don't know if Dan Houston is injured or suspended, possibly. So I don't know. Green versus Maynard's going to be an interesting one. I think actually that the lack of Tom Green is going to be a fairly big loss for them. I really, really do think that's going to be a big loss for them. And I don't think GWS are going to win this. Just have that feeling. I don't think they're going to win. Collingwood have certainly got some more big game experience, especially up top. So this one's a fairly short, quick one. I'm going to go with a Collingwood win. This is the first away game. Collingwood to win. I'm going to do by 15. So with only 4 games this week, my picks are Brisbane by 25, Sydney Swans by 15, Gold Coast by 12 and Collingwood by 15. You haven't got long to get involved, guys. This starts very, very soon. So if you don't want to miss any games, then go to the description down below, click on the AFL competition, get joining, get your picks in. This is brilliant because what it does with Superbru is you get points, obviously, for the win. You get extra points for a close score. And you get even more points for an exact score difference. It's really, really good. You get, I think, extra points as well if you get every game right in the week. So there's loads of different points up for grabs. And each year we've done this, it has been brilliant. It has been good fun joining in with you guys. So make sure you do that. There will be live watch-alongs throughout the season as well, which I just cannot wait. I've got my Sydney Swans membership again. I cannot wait to watch the football again. Thank God it is back. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you next time.